Talk about it. Maybe it's freedom for me about it. Talk about it. Nothing to end always like please rewind. I said everything is me. It's gonna be all right. All right. It's gonna be all right. Yes, it is. Let's talk about it. Peace and blessings, y'all. How you doing? This is your boy Gerald. It is Memorial Day weekend. How is everybody doing? I hope wherever you are that you are surrounded by peace, no stress. You sidestepping the negativity. You seeing your worth and you speaking your truth. But we all know that you have to. The only way you can do that is by being still, grounding your feet, taking accountability for your life, and by all means, placing Him first. And I'm talking about your Creator. Some might know Him by many names, but I acknowledge Him as the Supreme. He is my Lord Jesus Christ. And everything's going to be all right, y'all. Because guess what? He created the ending before the beginning. And with that being said, the more and more that you lean under His understanding, the better off your life is going to be. And you know what? You deserve that. You deserve that. You shouldn't be spending not one day in confusion, not one day having to catch those tears from your eyes or feeling that energy within your heart that you're feeling broken. It's going to be all right because soon that will pass. Because, see, the more and more that you decide to love on you, the more and more that you decide to see your worth, the more and more you decide to take accountability for your day to day, that peace of mind, that clarity is going to come. Because, see, you were entitled that. You were entitled that. Because, see, the moment you took your first breath, it was already given. It was. You know, that's that beautiful thing, man. And what I'm talking about is, see, even though no matter where you go, no matter what's in your day to day, you still got free will. You still got choices. Do you go left? Do you go right? Do you sit down? Do you decide to be still? Because everything must be based off of your perception, your viewpoint of what has value compared to what does not. So are you going to claim you? Or are you going to allow something or someone to define you? You can't do that, y'all. You can't do that. And there's a reason why I say that. You got to bear with me, y'all, because I got the music channel going on in the back. And yeah, I love this song. See, why do you think you have that anger in your heart? Some of y'all spend days and periods of time when you're driving, you're walking, and you get flare-ups. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that. Partly is regret, partly is confusion, and you want clarity, you want closure, you want peace. And it's like trying to grab that proverbial brass ring, which is never within reach. But you know that you deserve it. You may have invested in something so wholeheartedly that you know that it is rightfully yours to only be deceived. Let me tell you something. And I don't know who this is for, but if this is you, see, the devil's a liar. See, the devil's been trying to break your spirit for oh so long. So you know what he's been doing? See, he's been tapping into your thoughts. See, now he has powers. I mean, he's got power. He knows. He feeds off of what you think. He's some of the reasons why you manifest what is in your reality today. Come on, my queens. How many times have you turned around and said, you know what, I just wish I had a man that could hold me at night, that could rub my shoulders, that could hear my deepest conversations in the darkness. If I could only have that man that would understand me. And lo and behold, he walks into your life. He quenches that desire. But the trade-off on that is this. He leaves you broken. He leaves you disheveled. He leaves you confused. And the sad thing about it is you can't shake this person's essence. There's a reason for that. Listen, I know that we live in a speculative world. If we don't see it, if we can't touch it, we will not embrace it because it must feel real to us. But guess what? Some of your best illusions have all those qualities. To do what? To distract you from you. So I'm asking each and every one of you, let's make this the day that you ain't gonna get shook. You're not gonna be fooled. Because you already know what does not work. Come on now. How many times have you had a situation and you just wanted to have understanding in it? You might not even want it to impact it or have any influence, but you just wanted to be on the same page. And it left you more confused than when you first were brought to your attention. Why? Because that was nothing but a tool to go after you. Come on now, let's listen. Look. The most precious resource on this planet is the human mind. Think about it. Because see, if I can get your mind, eventually, through influence, I can change your habits. I can change the way you spend your money. Why do you think we have advertisement? Prime example, I got this shirt, got it at Walmart. But if you keep focusing on my shirt, eventually you're gonna be like, you know what, let me go get me one. Why? Because you're embracing it. That's what they do. That's why it's very important, y'all, that you stay grounded. Why do you think that, and I've been learning this for the last 20 plus years, 25 to be honest, how commerce really works. See, how can I say this? If I can change the influence so it fits a certain dynamic, guess what it's going to do? It's going to attract a certain following behind it. It's the same ploy that they use in media. Why do you think every year there's a new star that's born? Why? Because they know that, you know what, if I change the filter, eventually I'm going to have someone say, well, you know what, that I can relate to that. They're just like me. But haven't you noticed, after they have served their purpose, the same way that they were found is the same way they're going to be left. And usually it's more broken than what they were. Doesn't surprise you that celebrities or those that are in the public eye are going through such hardships? Hmm? That's not by coincidence. That's not by coincidence. So let me get off that tangent because I know somebody needs to hear that. So last night I was out and about and I had dinner, and while I was out there was this couple. And now mind you, I'm minding my business. I'm with my guests. And further down, I hear this voice. I hear this woman's voice, and it's loud. It's constant. So I looked over. I'm like, all right, somebody's not having a good day. There was this couple on the far end of where I was, and she was reading this guy front to back, side to side, and this went on for about a good 35 minutes. So, you know, I'm trying to eat. I'm enjoying my company, but the conversation was so loud, you might as well have had a chair right up in the middle, like, really? Wow. You know, it was like that. And I was able to eat my dinner, have a drink, have my beverage of choice, and pay my tab before she concluded. And I was like, why didn't you have this conversation behind closed doors? You're in the midst. So, but I also understand that sometimes, depending on how the connection is forged, some people will take a public place to discuss whatever issues is because of safety. Okay, I get that. However, what I noticed was the guy, he got up, left, went to the bathroom, whatever, and on the way back, he stopped right at my table, and he gave me this look. The look was like non-verbally, he was saying, "Help me." Like Kevin Hart, "Help me." You know, it was like that. But he went back to continue, pretty much eat some more of that bowl of confusion. So as I'm leaving, we make that the topic of discussion. We're talking. And I said, you know what? It's sad to see. I'm gonna try to be respectful for this. It's very sad that you see women, yes, queens, I'm talking about you, that will pick the forum to put their business out there. But I peeled that onion I peeled it back a little bit because I realized something else. Because see, you can't argue unless you have two willing participants. So this told me right off the bat, this is something that has been going on continuously. But here's the thing. At any time, the guy could have just walked away. He didn't. He didn't. But I can flip it back to the woman. It was very obvious that she loved him. She loved him, and she knew her limits. Because once again, let's flip the script. Why would you waste your energy on someone that won't reciprocate it back? So that told me right then and there that there was a, there was a connection there. There was a lot, and it was not, of course, it wasn't balanced. And you could tell that the paradigm was being shifted, where there was a control issue. And she was running it. She was running it down on him. And then I thought about it. I said, well, if you're so unhappy with this person, why are you wasting your time addressing it if there's no resolution? Because it seemed like the communication was not going the way she wanted, so she kept going at it. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on a minute, hold on. See, this is a pattern that has probably gone on before. May not been with her, with him, somebody. She's learned this behavior. And 9 times out of 10, she was probably exposed to someone who used to do that as a way of conveying whatever because she was very passionate about it. In other words, you have some people that think that if I show assertiveness, you'll listen. You'll take me more serious. But actually what happens is the person will 9 times out of 10 give you 30 seconds and then turn the mute button down. Some of y'all are doing this now. And that's okay. The message I'm trying to convey to you is this. Whatever you decide to invest in, it should be amicable on both sides. If someone's got your emotions doing this, it's not sender, receiver. Now, and let's put this out there. Communication is not a mastered art. And some of your most strongest, one of the most, how can I say this? My brain is early in the morning, y'all. Some of your best communication that'll ever be conveyed in your life will be this: listening. If you're not getting the result that you need, 9 times out of 10, either they don't care about you, and if they don't care about you, they don't respect you. So what you got to question why they're there. But if you're seeing a pattern of misunderstanding, it's because they're not listening. See, anybody can yell at you, and what do? You just adapt and just give them a piece of what they need. That shouldn't be your life, y'all. My queens, to sidestep that tangent. When you going to take that anger out your heart? My kings, when you going to take that anger out of yours? Why are you aligning yourself with people that don't understand you or want to understand you? Come on now. See, let's be honest. Some of y'all are connected by circumstances. You're aligned with people that you honestly don't know. And you're disappointed because through time you're seeing who they really are. And you're thinking that they sold you a bag of whoop tickets. You know why you're seeing that? Because you possess them same traits. And you attracted that person into your life. Come on now, let's own it. So you want a different outcome? Well, guess what? You got to turn around. Turn down that aggression. Better yet, why don't you look at what is the real reason you feel the way you do? Because sometimes people will use covert means of bullying. Yes. And this is what I mean by being covert. See, you might be mad at this person over here, but you don't have the fortitude to address it. You don't. So guess what? You take that energy and you project it to somebody else that you can. You can get away with it. So that doesn't make you a coward. That just means you're failing at your communication, how you coming across. In other words, there's no different than you arguing at a brick wall. That brick wall is going to stand. It ain't going to move. It is what it is. It is there. So why would you waste your energy projecting it over there? How about this? Why don't you take that same energy and project it within inside yourself? That if you want to change your life, who is going to change it for you? You. You change your life. You ain't crazy. Or are you? Now let's be 100. I'm going to go there too because I love you. Some of y'all have been suffering from PTSD since your childhood. Yeah, I said it. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Some of y'all have been raised in families that some of y'all may think is a house of horrors. And you try to rationalize it in your mind like, well, you know what? Some of y'all have had this conversation with yourself. When I turn 18, I'm running like hell. I ain't looking back. And then you look at it as I'm being a survivor, and you think that, well, you know what? If I can manage from here, I can manage out there. How wrong you are. You are setting yourself up to fail. You are. And you already know that. My queens, come on now. Why do you think you have been deceived so many times? And what's frustrating about it is, deep down inside, you just want somebody to understand you. You want somebody to stand by you. You want somebody to be able to wrap their arms around you and say, baby, it's going to be all right. I love you. Give you that kiss on the back of your neck. Rub your back. Grab your chin and lift it up so they can look into your eyes and say, I got you. Well, you want that? You really want that? Then start giving that to yourself. You're not crazy. You're not. But you got to take accountability for your life. Now let's go ahead and turn that corner because I see I'm running on 24. Some of y'all are in a place in your life that seems is very dark. And it is dark because you've been walking this maze, this labyrinth in your life, and you attracted nothing but a bunch of takers. And it's beating your heart up so bad. And you have found yourself at times lashing out at people. You have found yourself almost taking the role as what you've been exposed to. You know, like they say, abuser 9 times out of 10 has been abused, and they're going to reciprocate the same behavior patterns until they decide to seek healing. But guess what? Society has taught us to be prideful. Society has taught us to be egotistical, to not take accountability for our life. And then we wonder why, like a thief in the night, someone comes along and they take it. Some of y'all are laying in the bed right now. You roll over like he talking about you. Because the truth of the matter is they never deserved to be there. But guess what? They're there because you allowed them there. So what I'm saying to you is this. If you're tired of the pain, you're tired of throwing those disappointments in your emotional backpack, it's time for you to take accountability for your life. To stop choosing to take the role of the nomad. See, the nomad doesn't have a home because they won't stand still to build that foundation. No, when things happen, they just adapt and keep it moving. And some of y'all may have done that too. Okay, yep, you caught me slipping. I'm going to keep it moving. Instead of taking accountability of, you know what, that was messed up, and you won't do that to me again. And since you don't see my worth, because you can't speak your truth and give me the common respect that I deserve, because it's obviously you don't value my life. So if you don't value my life, you don't value my time. Have a good life. But see, most people won't do that, y'all. Most people won't do it. You know, these are the same people saying I'm strong. I keep it real. You ain't real because you keep lying to yourself. You keep lying to yourself. My queens, you don't get an honorable mention for sleeping with everybody that says hello to you. Come on. What do you think you have not found that committed relationship? Number one, you ain't supposed to search. Because a man that's supposed to earn the right to protect your heart, he gonna be a spiritual man. Don't get it twisted. If he don't have a spiritual relationship with himself and God, he'll never have a relationship with you because he don't know himself. And how can you call yourself being a strong person if you won't even take bended knee behind closed doors? You ain't. You're not. So let's spin it. So who benefits from all this confusion? You know, the people that is putting the brands out there. That's what fosters our economy. Fear does. They love it when you are not balanced because they know 9 times out of 10 you're going to spend money. They may even decide to put a puppet out there to remind you, look at me, look at me. And what do? Oh, I can relate to you. I want to emulate myself just like you. So you willfully put the strings on your life to imitate something that you will never be. And what you fail to realize is this. The people that you emulate can't even hold a candle to who you really are. Okay, let me put it this way. My queens, one of the greatest gifts that God has ever made for man is woman. But some of you guys will willfully water down your looks. Water them down just to feel like a sense of belonging. Let's tell the truth. You don't buy your clothes to attract the opposite sex. You buy your clothes to fit in. Come on now. So what is society doing now? Society has convinced the masses to walk around looking like prostitutes. Come on now. Yeah. You know I'm telling the truth. Look back where we are fashion-wise 5 years ago. Haven't you noticed each year the shock and awe value? It takes a step down, lower and lower each year to the point what's going to happen, and probably in another 5 years, y'all women are going to be walking around butt naked with see-through drawers. Probably with a leash on you because you won't see your worth. You know, like, here's my leash, pull my leash, come on. Why do you think They tried to push that movie 50 Shades of Grey, and it flopped. Why? Because society wants you to think like the Jezebel. Yes. See, the Jezebel uses seduction. She uses that as a tool to manipulate her dominion. She wanted to be respected and honored and uh, idolized. So she uses her sexuality as a tool to step up that social ladder. No different than what you see today. But what they don't realize is what a lot of people don't realize about Jezebel. She was wicked, and she had a terrible death. Terrible, terrible death. Because see, haven't you noticed the people that embrace a life of vanity? They always have something come up to stricken them, to slow them down. Because you got to understand, y'all, God gets tired. He's a jealous but loving God. And He's waiting for you. And I'm talking to somebody. Why do you think your life is the way it is right now? You think your life is, you were brought on this planet to take a short, to be somebody's stepping stool, to be somebody's punching bag, somebody's sex slave? You spend more time on your back than you do on your feet. You think that's how life is? Nah, it's not. And guess what? Secretly inside, you wait, you say this, I wish my prince would come. I wish my knight would come and rescue me from myself. He ain't coming. He ain't coming. You know why he ain't coming? Because he can't reach you spiritually, because that'll be a spiritual man. And you've got to grow up. You got to learn to close your legs. Your greatest asset is not found between your legs. It has a power, yes it does. But guess what? If your mind ain't right, your direction is always going to be off center. I know that somebody is going to catch that. That's why some of y'all have to deal with the reality of this. You've allowed somebody coming into your life to attack your immune system, to break your spirit. And the funny thing about it, well, I should say ironic, the irony of it is this. You know that to keep it all together, you got to have no stress in your life. Any type of negativity will give you a downward spiral in your health, and you will be going through those pains. Why? Because that's nothing but spiritual attack. Come on now, my queens. Let me throw this one at you. If your great-great-great-grandmother was here to see you from the past to where you are, would she embrace you with a hug? Or would she beat you down with a switch? Because you're disrespecting the name. You're disrespecting everything that they've done for you. Come on, that goes for you too, my kings. If you're going through life thinking what you got swinging between your legs is going to be your ticket for your life, look here, homie. Go ahead and pick your suit out. Because sure enough, you'll be laying in that coffin real quick because you're not honoring your life. Why do you think we go through the setbacks that we go through? Because everything comes full circle. Everything. The things you've done to somebody, hence enter the stage, somebody gonna do to you. Why do you think people keep telling you, what goes around comes around? Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it, because everything comes full circle. And you know why it comes full circle, y'all? To see if you learn from it. To see if you've matured. To see if you've taken accountability. To see if you walk in humility. And to see if you put God first in your life. Why do you think in the scriptures, when Moses led the children out of Egypt, and they walked around the mount for 40 years, 40, That means some people died. You know why? Because they would not change the way they were thinking. So if you're looking at it from a metaphoric standpoint, in other words, if I'm trying to bring you out of a situation that is detrimental to your life, you are deemed 9 times out of 10 to go right back into it until you change the way you think. That's why you hear this. A woman's pride. But actually that's a bunch of crap because that's a human's pride. As strong as a diamond. Why? Because when she puts her mind into something, it takes time for her to change it. But I actually believe that's crock of stuff, and it's the influence. That's why you always hear people say this: birds of a feather flock together. It's true. It is. Because what you got to talk about. You're not going to see, look, you're not going to walk with this person if they don't have nothing to bring to the table. Let's flip it. You're not going to walk with this person if they ain't trying to grow. And I'm going to really throw this one out. What do y'all do, queens? Some of y'all queens that want to play hide and go get it. You may have somebody that haven't even stepped into who they're destined to be. You hold on to them till the first distraction comes, like a number 6 bus, and you'll jump right on that bus because of what they tell you, to only realize they took you away from your blessing. I know I'm talking to somebody. And then here's the thing about it. You get mad. You actually get mad because they continue to grow. They're actually happy, and you ain't in there. Come on. Let's be honest. Y'all hate that. You look at you run into your exes, and they're happy, and you mad because they happy. Well, I threw this out at somebody. I said, how can you use the term "I love you"? You need to stop doing that because you don't love yourself. I'll break it down a little more. How you gonna turn around and tell somebody that you love them, right? And you guys part ways. And then somebody said, well, what happened to you and Sarah? I don't love her no more. Just like that, like a switch. Cut it off. You never loved them. Because see, when you love the person, you love the human being. If you really love them, you love them, and you're not, if you're with them or not, because you love, it's connected to the spirit. So stop using that term when you don't know the meaning of it. Or better yet, when you're not applying it to yourself. And some of y'all don't love yourself. Why? Why is that? Because why you keep putting yourself in the hot water? Why you keep allowing people to systematically cut you down, to do whatever they want? And guess what? But you strong, right? You keeping it real, right? Nah, you living a lie. So guess what? God's sitting there, because He knows everything you're gonna do, because He created you. And like, why are you lying to me? Why are you lying? The devil's sitting on the other side, like, say, I told you. I told you. Let me create the scenario and watch what they do. But guess what? They're not going to intervene in your behalf. They're not. Because they know the ending before the beginning, which is you. And some fall down. Some are in the midst of what they know is hell. Because y'all, hell has so many metaphorical descriptions. But some of y'all are in hell in your own mind. Some of y'all live with that every day. Some of y'all are waking up right now and you don't have the courage to admit it, but you're sleeping next to a demon. And they got you on that leash. Yeah, they got you on that leash. Yeah, don't be where you need to be at and watch hell break out. You know that. Where's the love? Some of y'all are in relationships that were fortified by a covert takeover. They strong armed you. They got you doing something strange for some change. But what is it doing? It depletes your self-worth. But you don't have the courage. You don't have the courage to speak your truth, but you damn sure got the courage to voice your opinion at work. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You got that boss. He's just evil walking. And then you come to find out he ain't nothing but a little kid now because his wife wears the pants of the family. She is doing it. So therefore, guess what? You actually feel sorry for him because you see that he don't speak his truth. He don't have his voice. So guess what? That household ain't blessed. It's not yoked because there's turmoil there. Some of y'all may have embraced this. You think it's more easier to go through life being catered to. Yeah, I got Mr. Jenkins. He pays my bills. He gave me this car. Yeah, he gave me. I lived here. He bought this. But guess what? He'll never give you a ring. And just like he got you, he's got someone else. Please believe. He gonna use you like a tire. And once you get a flat, he gonna replace you. Why? Because he don't respect himself. So he don't respect you. He know what it took to get you. And oh no, this didn't just happen yesterday. This is a learned behavior. Somebody probably did that to him. So what do? They embrace that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. When you gonna wake up, y'all? When you gonna decide to love yourself? Your pain can end today the moment you decide to take accountability for your life. Because if you don't, what's gonna happen, my kings? My kings, let me throw this out there. You know what's gonna happen, my young kings? You keep running around, sticking yourself in someone else's life. What's gonna happen is time's gonna progress, and you're gonna go through a lot of stuff. Some of that stuff is gonna shake you to the core. Some of this stuff you're not gonna understand until many years later, and you reflect. But what's gonna happen is this too, my queens. You know, this happens for everybody. You'll get to a place in your life where you get tired of being tired, and what'll happen is you're gonna take stock of your life. And you're gonna get pissed off because what's gonna happen is you're gonna realize you're gonna look at all the people that you wasted time on. And I say that with compassion because a person's life is not a waste. But you're not supposed to befriend everybody. And what'll happen is you're gonna look back and those same things you snickered about, those same things that you thought you got away with, you're going to realize you got played. And what I say that is because you're going to understand that you allowed people to influence and impact your life from a soul level. And they've left a spiritual scar on you. And that spiritual scar is toxic. And it's going to have you shook for a while. And you're going to be like, how could I have been so stupid? I shouldn't even allow that person to hear me breathe. But this person knows what, you know what I'm saying? They inside me. Yeah, Queen. Think about it. Think about all the men that you allowed to lay their body on top of you that didn't even know your middle name, didn't know your dreams, but they told you everything you wanted to hear to leave you broken. Is that a fair trade-off? Because he took you shopping? That's a cheap investment. I'll do one better. What about the one that did see you, that did see your worth, and you couldn't? Yeah, him. What about him? You can't turn away from him. So from time to time, from afar, you look, see what's going on, and you see that he's nothing but the truth. See, some of y'all don't even realize you've already met your husband, didn't even realize it. Because, see, God had his hands in that. God had his hands in that. And maybe that person may have been just like you. But in the divine time and moment, God sat that person down and said, listen here. You're going to see your purpose. And I'm going to make sure that you do. Now, once I reveal this to you, it's your responsibility to caretake that. I'm going to plant these seeds in your life. It's up to you to cultivate them. Because trust when I say this, my kings and queens, and I'm going to bring this home. Do not think for 1 second that anything that you're experiencing happened just by chance. Please believe that. Do you actually think that on that, we'll say, like, if you went to the club last night, the club that you decided to go to, the people that happen to be in that club, the people that you happen to interact with, and the person that you decided to go home with, that was by chance? Mm-mm. No. That was nothing but a spiritual test to see if you were going to take a bite off of that proverbial apple. Haven't you noticed that when you go to, okay, this is what I find really ironic, I for anybody that is doing the club thing, don't you find it kind of daunting when the environment that is being perpetuated, everything's in the dark, but when it's time to go home and they cut the lights on, it's bleak. You're like, damn. Because that's clarity. You are walking in the midst of an illusion. Everything. So I need you to open your eyes. I need you to have courage. You want your life back? You got to claim it. You got to take accountability that your life matters. You got to love on you. Some of y'all are so broken, y'all won't even admit that you love yourself. Why? Why? My queens, let me tell you this because I love you. The man of your dreams, the one that you dream about, the one that you can actually smell his fragrance, you know. Sometimes you are out and about and you feel him. You feel him because spiritually he is tied to you. His name is on your heart. But he can't get to you as long as you keep entertaining Mr. Wrong. And you know why you're entertaining Mr. Wrong? Because you are Mrs. Wrong. And that like-minded attracts like-minded. So, you know that's not you. And you already know that because that little girl inside you constantly tells you, why won't you stay home? Why won't you embrace your hobbies like you used to? Why do you keep listening to her? What is it about her that has you doing things you know you should not be doing? Why do you think that things are happening the way they are? Because that devil, he's a lion in the brush, y'all. He wants to destroy your life. He don't want you to step into the person you're going to become. Because that person that you're going to become is going to make a difference. You're going to influence maybe someone younger than you, maybe someone older. Why do you think that when you're out and about, you happen to come in contact and you are experiencing synchronicities? Some of you may know the influence of being in serendipitous situations. Why? You're out and about minding your business and someone happens to say something that rattles your heart. And you're like, whoa, what'd you say? Because, see, God is using that person to convey a message to you. Why do you feel that fear when you feel like somebody, why do you think it's kind of ironic you at home and then all of a sudden, see, right now somebody's getting goosebumps right now because you know what I'm about to say. Some of y'all feel that presence like you're not alone, and it fears you. It makes you frightened and you're scared. And that's some of the reasons why some of y'all are doing this. You drinking to excess. You drink to forget. But it only makes you hurt even more. Some of you are using your sex, the act of intimacy, to quench the thirst of what is found in your heart. That's what's thirsty, is your heart wants to feel balanced. But you think that as long as I get it in, as long as I go ahead and break it off. But it's never enough. It's never enough. But what happens? There's drama because you open a spiritual door with that person. And then here's the thing, you don't know what's inside them. They may be a demonic spirit. There's like, I got you now. Now I'm about to bring drama in your life. Some of y'all already know that. Some of y'all have actually been on the doorstep of death, didn't even know it. Didn't know it, but in the 13th hour, God stepped in, or He sent His angels and said, "Come on up out here." And you was out of there, and the next thing you know, you hear word of, you know what? There was a shooting right here, and you're like, "Damn, I was just there." Why? Because you was being protected. It's time for you to reinvest in your life. It's time for you to take accountability of your life. It's time for you to go within and allow the healing to start. Listen, what you got to lose? Your smile, your peace of mind. How about feeling emotionally safe? Because if you turn around and keep doing the extra, you know what's going to happen? The result is you're going to be by yourself. Your health is going to be on the ropes. And see, society loves that too, because that's been the new prostitution action. Medication. They love putting people on pills to make you more sick. Everything that you need is found within your spirit, y'all. It's inside you. The more closer you align yourself with God, guess what? He can make you new. He can heal everything. Trust when I tell you that. He can, because He loves you. I love you. And you deserve to have the life you dream about. But your friends, I hate to tell you, some of your friends is just waiting for you to get to a certain level because they've been riding your coattails. And they don't have the courage, but guess what? They love it when you're in relationships, because as soon as you throw them to the side. Guess what they do? They go behind you and they sleep with them. They pick up your table scraps because they don't see their worth. They don't. So what do? They act like little ants and pick up the leftovers. Come on, man. Your life is not a charity case. It deserves to be protected, honored, respected. Fall back in love with yourself. Now, I done talked enough. If you got a job, you paying medical insurance. Go talk to a therapist. I know some of y'all like, I ain't telling no, I ain't gonna do that. That's your pride. That's your ego. Because guess what? That's the demonic influence saying, I don't want you to grow. I want to continue feeding off of your life, feeding off of your energy. Why do you think some of y'all going to sleep to wake up tired, having them bad dreams? Spiritual attack. That's what it is. Why do you think that some of y'all, when y'all go to sleep, you are sexually aroused? You're like, I just want somebody here so I can go to sleep. I'm all right. No. You better learn what the term succubus is. How about incubus? You need to learn that. If y'all don't know what that means, you need to learn it. And that's the reason why you're feeling the way you are. Because they're setting you up so that the person that is going to come into your life to try to destroy it, they're trying to, they got to get your mind right. They got to get you to think a certain way so that when that person is revealed into your life, they take you with them. Come on now. Place God first in all you do. You can't go wrong. We're only talking about your life. If you don't value it, your environment's not going to value it because you project, it must come back. That's why everything comes full circle. Come on now. I would love to hear from you guys. If you're going through something, you just want validation, drop me a line. That's what I'm here for. I'm a life coach, but guess what? I was just like you. I was just like you. My kings, before I wrap this up, stop sleeping around with these broken women. Queens, stop allowing these broken men between your legs. Because every time you do that, you are allowing their spirit and your spirit to intertwine. I know some of y'all right now, you're saying, I wish I could get back yesterday, the day before I met you. My life was better. Why? Because that's what the devil does. And the devil's a liar. God's praying for you. You know I do. You know I am. I see your work. And for that, it helps me discern mine. How are you going to say you got your life together when you're dealing with depression? Some of y'all got scars from your parents. Come on now. It's time for let the Redeemer in to wash that off. Okay? Because you deserve. You guys haven't even stepped into your life yet. Come on. You deserve better. Stay blessed, y'all. Have a safe and protected Memorial Day weekend.